Okay, is my hair really looking that bad? Hey guys, welcome to Laura and Laura episode number 2. Um, Today I have a different kind of story for you. Instead of something that's happened to me in the past, I'm going to be telling you about my day. So, I had a very crappy day. It was just awful from beginning to end. And it all started last night, and this light is blinding. Now it's even more blinding. Okay. Okay, I like this angle better. So yeah, I'm gonna be telling you about my very crappy day. It started actually at the very beginning of today. Last night I was working extremely hard on homework. I was trying to rest after school. I was exhausted. I'd been spending the day partying, like having a Christmas party with the mental hospital around here, which was really fun. I can't go into details about that as much as I wish I could because I signed a confidentiality agreement. But otherwise, I would have told you because it was really interesting and really fun. But yeah, I had spent the day up there, and then we went to the mall, and we shopped and ate lunch and stuff, and then we drove all the way back. And it was a really tiring day, so I was super exhausted. And that was the day my teachers decided to pound on all this homework. Like, I had to read for psychology, AP Psych, which is like me taking notes, which means there's going to be a quiz on it the next day. I had 2 assignments of math homework, analytical math with like logic problems, which aren't that hard. I'm getting used to them. I had 3 sections to outline into my chapter of my economics book, which I hate econ. I hate econ. Hate it with a passion. I had to do an entire script for my digital story project in English. I don't think I had anything for anatomy, which is always good. And then in general, I've got exams coming up in like a week and a half, so I'm trying to get ready for that. So yeah, it was just a very stressful evening homework wise. No, I can't stop playing with my hair. I'm really sorry. But then after that, my parents decided that tonight, since we didn't have food in the house, would be a good night to just go out on the town and have a good time with the family. So we all piled into our car and we went driving up to this old church, and we saw this amazing live nativity scene. It had 13 scenes, and it didn't stop at Christmas. It went on to Easter. Sorry if you're not religious, because I am. And if you're not, I really don't want to hear about it. I respect your views and everything, but I have my opinions and you have yours. Just a little disclaimer. Okay, so basically it was really cool, and it was really cold. So we walked a while and we went through that, and then we decided that we wanted dinner. So we piled back into the car and we drove over to the local Buffalo Wild Wings, and we had dinner there. It took about 2 hours to eat there. And then when we got home, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I decided I need to finish my homework. So I get on the computer, and I'm typing away, doing my math homework first, and then I do my econ homework, and I put that in my econ book, and I set my econ book on the sofa. And then I remember I have to do my final draft, and this is like 11 o'clock at night when I remember this. So I'm rushing to try to type this paper. I had to do like a modernized version of one of Sir Thomas Malory's stories, so I chose one, and I tried to modernize it. It was really hard. It took a lot of thinking and a lot of planning, just last minute. I think it turned out okay. I'll see what my teacher thinks. But yeah, I remembered I had that. So by the time I finished that and did my research and all that stuff for it, it was 1 o'clock. So I finally was finished with homework. I picked up my econ book, packed up my backpack, checked off all the stuff on my planner to-do list, because I'm a list person. Then I went to the kitchen, took my medicine, and got back in my pajamas and was climbing into bed and about to get up and turn the lights off when my dad gets up. out of bed at the middle of the night and comes in my room. He's not happy. He's yelling at me, "You better get up exactly at 7 o'clock." I'm like, 7 o'clock? No, I get up at 6 something. But like, he didn't know what he was talking about. He was tired. It was 1:15. Who could blame him? Yeah, I was just really tired and I was going to bed. And he was just really irritated that I was up so late, and I tried explaining I was doing homework, but he doesn't listen to reason. He's right, and he's right only. That's just the way it works around here, so I've got used to that. So instead, I've learned just to ignore, and I turn off my lights and I go to bed. The next morning, I wake up to the sound of my dad yelling at me to get up, that it is 7:15. So I'm like, 7:15? I have 15 minutes to get ready to go to school. So I'm rushing around trying to get ready, and I hear my dad talking to my mom in the other room. She doesn't get to take a nap, she doesn't use the computer, she doesn't get to use her phone, she doesn't get to watch TV, she doesn't get to eat until her homework is done. And she doesn't get to nap, period. That kind of got on my nerves a little bit because I was super exhausted. Today was a day where everyone at school was super exhausted and walking around with dead zombie expressions. And me and this other girl, let's call her Lila, we're probably the queens of that right today. So the day goes on with that morning, and my sister has to get to school early today. So my mom decides to go and defrost the car. Luckily, there's not too much ice on it. But when she gets in the car, she's shocked to find that it won't start. So our car's not working, and we need to get to school in 10 minutes. So she tells me to find a ride, which I do. First, I call all the people I know that pass by me. I didn't think this one girl was here because her dad's been in the hospital lately, so I didn't want to bother her. Then I called my old ride friend. Let's call her... Let's just call her Emma. And Emma does not answer the phone. It does not ring. It goes straight to voicemail. And then I'm like, oh, okay, she just didn't have her phone on. She zooms down my street, texting and driving at the same time. Appreciate it. So at this point, I'm super pissed. I'm just like, not again. Total flake. So then I know one more person I can call, and that is my best friend in the world, and I'm not even afraid to use her name on here, Sarah Grace. She's my best friend ever. I can count on her for pretty much everything. She makes me feel so much better when I'm having a bad day. She's just super funny, and I don't know. She's the best friend that everybody wants. So I call her up, and she doesn't answer first, so I'm like, oh no! But then she calls me back like 2 seconds later, and it's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I was like, have you already left? And she's like, yeah, I'm already almost to school. I'm turning in the back. I was like, crap. Our car broke down, and I kind of need a ride. And she turns around, goes all the way back down the busy street, goes the exact opposite way, and comes to pick me up and bring me to school. Best friend award or what? So at this point, I'm super stressed, and I realize I left my econ book on the sofa, and it's got all my econ homework in it. Luckily, I had my math homework and my final draft already. But no, I didn't have the final draft. I had to do that. And I emailed the final draft to my Google account so I could print it at school. So when we get to school, I'm just super stressed and I'm in a bad mood. And I try not to express it, but it comes out anyway. If someone gets on my nerves, I'm going to scream at them. But everything goes well, and then I remember, crap, I have to print this out. So I rush over to the computer, and it's of course slow as Christmas, trying to log on to my username. And then the internet's slower than Christmas, it seems, and like, it's just not working out, and I don't know what to do. So I wait and wait and wait, and I'm like tapping my fingers and being very, very, very impatient. And finally it loads, and I get to go on my Google account, and I print it, copy and paste it, and print it, and it's fine. I get to staple it. I'm in class on time. The nice substitute, like luckily our class, our teacher wasn't there today, So the nice substitute sees how stressed I am, and she lets me walk around the school for a few minutes, and I'm not late to class, just to cool off. I'm so grateful that she was my sub. Like, she's actually a friend of my mom's, so I think she kind of likes me. My hair, what is it doing? It just comes alive, I swear. Okay, the anatomy is all fine. I love anatomy. I have an A in anatomy. It's easy. I just don't have friends in that class, so I'm used to it. So after anatomy, I go to one of my least favorite classes, culinary arts. There's this one kid in there I cannot stand. I'm not even gonna give him a surname. Or her. Could be a him or her. I'm not gonna tell. But anyway, this person has a very bad habit of eating all the food that my group makes. Like, we marinated a pork tenderloin, like a whole pork tenderloin about this big and this long the other day, and I was the one who marinated because no one else wanted to touch the raw meat. So I was the one who had to roll it around with my bare hands and Dijon mustard and nasty stuff, and it wasn't fun, but I did it. If we cooked it that day, and it was ready. No one wants to eat it. It doesn't look that good. It smells heavenly, but it looks gray and not ready. So we're just like, you don't want this, except for the one kid in this class who I can't stand. And that person takes the whole pork tenderloin and eats it all in one class, one sitting. I don't know how they did it. Like, it makes me sick just thinking about it. But yeah, they ate it all. And I was super mad at them anyway because we had made muffins the week before, and there was this kid who never has lunch at my lunch table, and I feel so bad for him, and I was going to bring him some of the muffins, but that kid that eats everything took all the muffins home that were extra and went to the other group's kitchens and took their extra muffins home as well in a giant foil container and ate them all. I swear, I don't know how this kid isn't gaining like 1,000 pounds from how much he eats in that class. And then he wants to eat all of the stuff that the other cooking, the food and nutrition classes make. And it's super annoying. Ooh, this video is getting long. Okay, we're gonna make this brief now. So after that, show choir is fine. I love show choir, but in the end, something happens I just cannot even talk about because if they find it, I'm going to be in big trouble. And I will get my scholarship for the trip we're going on, and I'm not even gonna risk it. But something happens I just can't stand, and I'm not going into detail. Sorry. Then comes my second least favorite class of the day. Econ. I realize I don't have my books, I don't have any of the homework, so I decided to sit and try to redo it, and try to turn it in on time. I get to use the class book, like the teacher book, which is awesome because it has the answers to the questions that we had to do at the end on it, so that was good. But it was just stressful, and I left my earphones at home, so I was distracted and couldn't really focus, and I hate econ so much. I hate it. Yeah, it's always a bad day in econ. For lunch, we had something called trimmings. I didn't get trimmings. I got a peanut butter sandwich, which I ate. And then I ate my chips, and then someone took my carrots and my crackers, and I was starving for the rest of the day. Then math comes. I absolutely hate analytical math. Least favorite class of the entire day. Hate it. But it's the second to last class. So math, we're not learning anything new. We had missed the last math lesson yesterday on our field trip to the mental hospital. And it's really hard, really, really hard. And I'm trying to go on this website because he posts all of our notes from the first classes on there, so we can look on there and kind of copy and re-listen. They were such crappy quality, I had to copy the notes from someone and just kind of guesswork. And our test is on Monday. I wonder how I'm gonna do on that. And finally, the last class of the day is AP Psych. The reading. I didn't take notes. that were good enough. Every single question I did not have the answer to in my page and a half of notes. So, it was only 3 questions, and it was an open note. I feel like an idiot. And then, the worst thing of all happened. The group that was going to present their project on biomedical therapies today took 15 minutes to present a Prezi, because each page of information was like this big of info. I'm just like, you didn't have to write a paper. And every time they went to a new slide and saw how big it is, everyone groaned. It was just never ending and made class go by even slower. And then since our car broke down, I didn't know how I was getting home, but then I got outside and there was the car and everything was fine. And then, to make things all better, we had to go pick up my sister, and she was in a really good mood now because she was in a very bad mood this morning. Everything turns out peachy in the end. Mom decides to go over and get her prescription renewed at the drugstore, and right next to our local drugstore is this really good cupcake shop, so we get to go in there and we get cupcakes and everything's all Jim dandy. And then we had really good dinner tonight, which made it all better. But yeah, that was my totally awful day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am totally sleep deprived and it's 11:51, so I'm going to go to bed so that I'm actually a functioning individual tomorrow, because I have stuff to do. People to see, things to do, exams to study for. But yeah, I hope you liked watching this video. Watch out for episode number 3 where I tell the story of getting my driver's license. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye!